Hello, everyone. I'm Naraya,
I'm Kiara,
and we
and
are
we are the
the
Brilliant
Brilliant Black
Black Beauties.
Beauties. So we're so happy to have you guys here with us today. And today we have the
Which one?
lovely and brilliant Black beauty herself, A.V. Perkins. Yay!
So much for having me.
Yeah, of course. So she is the co-creator of the hit card game University of Dope, the founder of AV Does What, and a creative force in everything from DIY to hosting to cultural commentary. She's fun, she's fearless, and full of flavor, and we can't wait to get into her
I
journey.
like that. Fun,
Yeah.
fair, flavor. That's gonna be my next Facebook caption or Instagram. Noted.
Yes, ma'am. So let's go ahead and get into it. So, just to give more about yourself, you are a multifaceted creative professional based in New York City. You're known for your dynamic presence as a host, a voice actor, a model, an entrepreneur, philanthropist. You began your career in the film industry, working behind the scenes for about like a decade, including production assistant on Indiana Jones and the Kingdom of the Crystal Skull, which is big because Indiana Jones is very big.
Yeah, that's my claim for fame. That's on my IMDb.
Yes. Transitioning from film, you launched the DIY and lifestyle blog, AV Does What, which is evolved into a very comprehensive platform featuring upcycle crafts, recipes, and pop culture content, and so much more. Your engaging hosting style has led to appearances on HGTV, the Drew Barrymore Show, as well as many other collaborations like Spotify, the Spartan Race, and so many much more, which you have done recently,
Yeah,
actually.
it's a lot. That's why my hand is like this, because I was doing that.
I did see some of your story. You were having a very fun time.
Yes, I definitely. Well, one, thank you for that lovely intro.
Yeah.
It was amazing. And for me, it's all about having fun. If it's
Yeah.
not fun, I'm not the one. Like, just go ahead and do something. Get somebody else to do it.
I know that's right.
Yeah.
Yes. So go ahead and begin with the interview. Kiara actually came up with the most creative thing ever, which is in the beginning, we start with three
Okay.
fun questions. And then in the end, Kiara, right, we do three
Yeah.
more fun questions. So
Okay.
let me go ahead and start with the fun questions at the beginning. So for the first question, if your mood today were a color in a lip gloss line, what would it be called?
Mood today. I'm gonna have a good mood today, and it's so funny because so this is like a sidebar. If a lip gloss color or a paint color, nail color, if I don't like the name of it, I don't even care if the shade is amazing. I'm not gonna buy it.
Really?
Theoretically,
Uh-huh.
yeah. Like, so I'm gonna answer that question, but that's a really good question. So, all right, so I'm gonna get a mood, and it's my lip gloss, so it has to
Yeah.
be good.
Popping.
Okay, so it's gonna be pink. 'Cause that's my favorite color, and
Mm.
even though it's like, even though it's kind of like gloomy outside, it's gonna be like a warmish pink, maybe like a
Yeah.
little, maybe yeah, like a warmish pink, deep, like a deep warm, so not quite raspberry.
Mm-hmm.
Like somewhere in there.
The
I'm
middle.
gonna call it Razzle Dazzle. That's what
Ooh, that's a good one.
yeah.
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 That's nice. Good one.
Yeah.
Okay, so for the second one, if your aura had a scent, what would it smell like?
My aura had a scent. And this is so funny. This is like one of those like what you think you are and what you really are. Like I would like to think my aura was like lavender and calming
Ooh,
because I like lavender
yeah.
and calming, but it's like, no, girl, it's not that. It's like, I don't know. My aura. I feel like I feel like my aura is nostalgic. It might feel nostalgic. So
Hmm.
I don't know, like a summertime nostalgia. So I don't know, like ice cream, you know?
Hmm.
Does ice cream even have a smell?
Ice cream.
Like, do cold things even have smells? Um,
You know what? That's
I
a good
think
question.
so.
The only thing I could think of with a smell with ice cream is strawberry or like mango.
yeah. Or yeah, like something like fruity where
Yeah.
like this is I feel like yeah, like taking you back. So not necessarily oh like just tropical or something like that.
Hmm.
But
Hmm.
some because that when I started thinking about summer, then I'm started thinking about like hot dogs and I don't want to smell like a hot dog. Um
Or it could be like,
Hmm.
like the popsicles you used to like
Yeah,
eat during
the
the
frozen fruit
summertime.
popsicles.
yeah.
Yeah, stuff like that. Yeah, definitely. That reminds me of nostalgia too.
Yeah.
Like when
Or
I,
like a strawberry shortcake. That was my
yeah,
favorite.
yes, yes.
Little
Oh my
crunchy, little
gosh.
good humor. Yeah.
Yes,
Oh,
especially in the summertime. I
mm.
love those. Those are amazing. And those feel like strawberry to me. So,
Yeah.
yes. Carrie, you want to go ahead and ask the third
Yes, my turn.
one?
Would you rather have your own self-care island or a magical hair bonnet that gives life advice?
A self-care island or a magical bonnet that gives life advice. Um, okay, so what's on this island? Like anything I want for self-care?
Anything that you
Yeah,
want
everything that's
to
for you is self-care.
Mm-hmm.
So funny enough, I hate sleeping with bonnets. I really don't like things on
Mm.
my head. I mean, I'll wear a wig, but like,
Mm-hmm. But
like
as far as
sleeping,
sleeping, yeah,
sleeping, like sleeping in,
yeah.
I've never been like wearing like stocking caps as a kid. My mom would be stressed out, like trying to get me to put it on because I would run away. Uh, shower caps, same thing, something like that to this day. So
Shower cap.
bonnet, although I appreciate the life advice, I'm probably just gonna ask ChatGPT um at this point. So I'm gonna go with the self-care island.
Self-care island, nice.
That is
And
good.
cool. I think I would go for that one too. Cause like not only can I like make a whole self-care island, but I can like have other people go and it'll be like a spa and I can make it out of a business and make money from it, I guess.
Okay, I see. I didn't know we were selling things on this self-care island. I just thought it was
Yeah.
like pure self-care, but money is self-care too, so I get it. Oh, so I see the vision. I see the vision.
Mhm. I went with the bonnet because I like the idea if the bonnet is powerful to the point where it can give me like these are the possibilities of how your life can go, and this is how you get here if you want to go to this possibility, and this is how you get here if you want to go to this possibility.
Mm-hmm.
Now, with the bonnet, like, are you wearing it all the time, and is it like speaking in your ear, like a walkie-talkie? Like,
I see it like I'm in front of my mirror with my bonnet on my head, and I just hear it like in my head, like I hear my inner voice talking to me.
got
Mm.
it.
Oh, nice. That's cool. Okay, so now that we're done with the fun questions, we can go
Yes.
ahead and go on to the main questions. So, one of the main questions that I will ask is how do you stay resilient when navigating in a traditionally male dominated industry field like media?
Okay. For me, it's so funny. I recently said I do not necessarily subscribe to resilience in the traditional sense, right? You know, as Black women, we are always so we're strong, we're this, we're that, we're that, we're that. And then I feel like anytime someone calls you strong, right around the riverbed is going to be someone asking you something unusually hard to do,
Mm,
right? So it's
yeah.
like, I don't want to be your definition of resilient. So sometimes that leads to pivots, you know, and at the same time, it also helps me to zone in on what's my zone of genius, right? Because if I know my skill set, that's uh you can't take that skill set away from me. Some people may feel like they can take the opportunity away from you for because you're a woman or because you're black or because of you're short, you're tall, you're slim, you're thick, you know, you may feel that way. And that could have merit to it, right? Or you probably are not doing what you're supposed to do. It's one or two things. But um yeah, I don't necessarily subscribe to being resilient. I but to answer your question, I know myself and I know which skills I have can be transferable. So like how you read that whole list of, AV has done a lot of different things. At the end of the day, it may, on the outside looking in, it may look like this girl is all over the place, right? But I know the skill set is one thread. And I just take that needle, and sometimes I do a different type of stitches, but it's still the stitches. A stitch might be different, but what are you still doing? Sewing, right? So that is how I guess navigate these industries, knowing myself and being a people person too, because sometimes I'm not going to say the isms are not isming, right? But I've met enough people to know that we're more alike than different in this world.
Right.
Yeah. So, but yeah, like I said, the isms can be isming. Like I'm never going to negate that doesn't happen. But sometimes like how you navigate is how you as a person navigates as well.
Yeah. Okay.
So don't let these people hold you back, basically.
Right.
People walk in there like, oh, because of this and this and that. Nah, because you're there for a reason. So I also never have to deal with imposter syndrome, because I know if I got there, I'm supposed to be there. And even if I'm really not supposed to be there, I don't care, because I'm still here. And I'm y'all just messed up and y'all figure it out. And maybe you don't. You got to have the confidence.
Exactly. Yes. Thank you.
Okay. I'll ask. What's been the most rewarding moment in your journey as a multi-hyphenate entrepreneur?
Oh my gosh. I don't think I have experienced it yet. I've experienced many different rewarding moments, in my career. There's always, because I'm always grateful. So even being able to come speak to you guys, right, at the school, that's very rewarding for me, because that was my second time. So that's like, okay, one, you guys like me enough to bring me back, right? So that's great. That's rewarding. Also, seeing people enjoy things that you've created. So whether it's a card game, whether it's a candle I've made, whether it's a DIY video, whether now with Spartan Race, it's creating a vibe that people enjoy. So seeing people, so the overarching theme of that is seeing people enjoy what I create, whether it's a product, a vibe. Even when people come to me in the street and they're like, I enjoy reading your Facebook posts about random thoughts about relationships. That makes their day. So it makes me happy. So that's like, that is what's most rewarding for me in my career and the different parts of it.
Yes. Oh, that's so sweet.
So all the little moments, basically.
Yeah, exactly.
Speaking of that, there's a quote that I like from Van Gogh.
I love Van Gogh.
I'm about to butcher it. Greatness is not done by impulse, but by a series of small acts put together.
Yeah. Sounds good to me.
The first half, right? Gotta make sure I say the second.
And that's what life is really all about. I feel like that's what really makes life. Like you living is the little moments. A lot of people always think it's just these big things, and they're great, but it's always the little things that be like, man, I really enjoy my life. It helps me enjoy life.
I can find it. Yes. Great things are done by yourself. Okay. Wait, they didn't put the whole thing. Damn, AI. I'm gonna bring it back.
Okay. So, when you're feeling creatively blocked, how do you recharge or find inspiration?
I like going out in nature. I am an avid person of being near water. I think, our bodies are filled with high percentages of water, with 90% or something like that. And
like 80%.
Yeah, something high. Like
we are
almost our whole body.
Yeah, and the earth and everything. So I like to go kayaking, but if I can, just being around bodies of water, whether it's by the beach or a river or a creek or just anywhere, a pond, open hydrant, or something like that. Just like being by water. But then when there's times where I'm like, I really need to like muster up a lot of creativity, I will listen to emo music. I think manipulating your emotions like that, you know, like how sometimes people enjoy singers when they're sad. Like, oh, we like when Mary J. Blige was down and out, and it's like, damn, why you got
right?
Like that is terrible. So I like to listen to some emo rock. So it's like, even though I'm not sad, it's like the chords in that type of music will give a certain emotion that can't output creativity. And since I know it's just music, not just, but I know it's music, I can turn it off and then like, okay, I'm back. So yeah.
Yeah.
Nice.
And also output.
Yeah. I never thought about it like that.
Yeah.
That makes a lot of sense.
Put on some Evanescence and you will paint a portrait.
I need to try that. Because I would think it would get you pumping, get you like your adrenaline.
For me, if it's too pumping, I'm gonna get distracted and dance. And then I'm dancing to the lyrics and the music and I'm getting in that vibe of the song versus, okay, I need to do this so I can get through this.
Okay, nice. Kiera, you ready for your question?
I'm still thinking over the answers. For the water thing, I do always know every time I feel unfocused, whenever I take a bath and I come out, I just feel more focused. I think it's the water, being near the water, being in the water. I don't know. It just refocuses me somehow.
Yeah. It does, because like we are in it, it is us.
Right. Exactly.
Basically, I'm one.
Yeah. Okay, I found the quote. Great things are not done by impulse, but by a series of small things brought together.
Whoa, that's a good one.
It is. It really is. Because it doesn't matter if you have one fantastic day versus after all the other days all messed up, but the only one day is fantastic versus like one day, every day is consistently good.
Yeah. And it's like little things, right? So like you guys had to get into your journey to even meet each other, right?
Yes.
Met each other, and then okay, you're starting this project, and then who knows where it can and will go, but it starts here, right? Starts putting yourself out there. It starts like, and then before you know it, who knows, right? I mean, regardless of what, there's always going to be a learning, something to learn about yourselves and each other.
So deep. So good. Okay, I was like, could you share a challenge you faced in your journey that seemed insurmountable at the time, but ultimately pushed you towards growth?
Yes, I will always say my father passing away is definitely a turning point in my life. Like when I eventually have, I guess, like a biopic or something, that will be the moment that has the most like emphasis on.
Yeah.
Right? Because I didn't know everything that you read for the most part happened after that. Some of the stuff was before, like film was before, but it was such a turning point where a lot of the things that brought me here, these series of small things that brought me here to even have this conversation with you, was because of that, so it changed my life in many different ways, and I didn't know how I was going to come out of that emotionally and mentally. I knew at some point I would be okay, I guess, or dead, one or two. So that's just how I felt. And since I'm not, thank God, it has gotten a lot better, but it definitely changed my thoughts and stuff.
If you don't mind me asking, like, what were some things that you did to help you, like, at least try to process everything, like, little by little, to help get you out that dark space?
I started my blog. that's so when I say change my life, it changed my life, in
Yeah.
that way.
Mhm.
I wanted to find a way to transmute that
Mhm.
energy, that pain, that's all of that. So I did what I knew best, was being creative, and he had taught me how to work with my hands and be creative in a physical manual way. And my mother is more creative in a writing way and expressing yourselves in the written format. So I feel like I am a perfect blend of both of my parents in that way. So yeah, so starting the blog, I didn't want to start a blog about grief because that's how
Yeah.
long can you do that without self-victimizing,
Mhm.
right? Well, I can't even say it may be that may help someone uh go through their grief, but I know that wouldn't have helped me.
Mhm.
So yeah, that is what I was doing, and then it just led to different opportunities. And then I had to, after a while, it kind of like crashed on me a little bit because I felt survivor's remorse in a way. Like, okay, all of these things are happening, all of these successes, which I know he would be extremely proud of, but these things came from his passing. So it's like, one, there was a point in time where I wasn't even like saying that was the reason why. Someone I know encouraged me, like, oh, share your story, be open with your story. And I didn't want to because it felt like, like, are you trying to like profit?
Yeah.
Or they're gonna say naughty now,
Right.
things like
Right.
that.
Yeah.
And
Yeah.
like, I am not rich enough to be an Illuminati,
Yeah.
so that's not right. Um, but yeah, so I said, all right, I started sharing the story. And for me, that's become a way to further honor his name and his legacy through me and what I've done. And then I went and go sat in somebody's chair for therapy. So yes, because I do firmly believe in sitting in someone's chair.
Yes.
Whether it's art therapy or talk therapy or any kind of therapy, just go.
Yes.
Retail therapy.
Yes.
Wrong therapy. That is the wrong therapy, y'all. I did correct myself. Not retail therapy, not at all.
I watched this video of this lady. She was saying she made a comedy skit of a video where you go retail therapy shopping with your friend who really just needs therapy. They
Yeah.
don't need to be doing retail therapy. I don't know.
And thank you for sharing that.
No problem.
So the next question I would ask is, how do you keep your content fresh and engaging while still staying true to the core values you've always represented?
So for me, I tell people initially when I started, because I gave you a brief of how I started in the content creation. This was when people were still using the word blogging, right? Influencer was not even a word yet. And I never wanted to be a slave to anything, but
Right.
not any algorithms, not anything like that. And I'm sure other people who have created content for the internet do not believe in that, right? And they are like, and I have this schedule and blah, blah, blah. And I'm just like, that's not me. Because I know I have talents and skills. So it's like, okay, if you guys don't want to like and subscribe, I'll go make money somewhere else.
Right.
You know what I mean? So even when I said that about knowing yourself and knowing how and when to pivot, I'm always down to say, I don't know if you guys remember that show, Everyone Hates Chris.
Yes. I
Oh,
love that show.
My man got 2 jobs. That is how I act.
Mm-hmm.
But
She didn't keep any job.
but it's in me, right? So I always act like I got a man who got 2 jobs, and I'm not. So manifested. That's how because I know my skills, my gifts will make room for me, right? It's Proverbs 18. I believe that wholeheartedly. So if it's like to the point where, oh, people ain't checking for you on the algorithm, okay, cool. I'm gonna just do something else because I know my gifts will always make sure I'm good.
Right.
So that is how I approach content creation. There were times that I've archived everything and just kept like 3 things on my Instagram, and then now since I'm doing more hosting stuff, I've been just posting more of hosting and testimonials and things like that. So people can see, all right, AV And then if you've been following AV and AV does what all of these years, you've seen this is like my 16th career. So you're like, all right, about that time, they already know. So I don't have to make an announcement like, oh, I'm doing a hard rebrand. They're like, we're just for the I don't have to do that. I don't have to do it because they know they're gonna see one every, I don't know, 3 years. And I tell people I still haven't gone into my youth pastor era yet. So, there is still time, like all the great rappers, right?
Right.
All the great rappers.
Going in and out.
Amazing.
Yeah.
Okay. I want to say as a side note, before I ask the question, your skin looks really good.
Thank you.
Yes,
really good.
It does. It's glowing.
Look, I've been digging that from the beginning. And also, I love your earrings. It's nice.
Thank you. It's not like a series of earrings. It's just like
it's
one.
Like it hooks in the back, right? Yeah.
Mm-hmm. But it's funny because I remember like when I was like
that's nice.
I had all of like 4 of them. Completely stressing
out. Not painful.
I gotta go apologize. Like, I'm sorry, Mom. Just showing up with like, where did you get piercing? And why are they piercing underage? I don't know. Because now that I think about it, it's illegal. Like,
okay.
Okay. On that place, it's closed now. So I wonder why.
I think back in the day, my dad would say, I don't want to say it too much, but either way, you could just go and get alcohol for a grown up when they would ask him, go buy me some liquor, and they wouldn't card him or anything.
Yeah.
Like 12, 13.
It's crazy.
So I think they're serious now, but back in the day, I don't know.
Different time.
2000s was a wild time.
Yeah.
Yeah, I'll ask another question. If your personal growth, I love this one. Okay. If your personal growth were represented as a piece of art, how would you envision it? And what would be the key symbols or colors?
Okay. If my personal growth was represented a piece of art, what would it look like? Okay. It would look like it would look like one of those like mazes, but the mazes that are just like plants and stuff, like, right? Like, I don't know what those are called in this moment, but the shrubs and all of that, it would have that, but it wouldn't be a stressful maze. You know what I mean? It would be a maze where at the other side of the maze you do see the light, you do see where it's going, and I'm going through that journey. There's loops and things like that, but in the picture you see that I will be fine. So, and they'll have like natural colors. So, the greens, the flowers. So it's a beautiful journey as you're going through, because you're noticing all of these, different wildlife and shrubs and plants, but it's still a maze that you're going through.
Every answer is so deep. I'm like, this is free therapy. Okay. It's so deep. I'm like, Now I see myself in the maze. I'm running towards the light, but I can also sit down and get a slice of cake with somebody.
Yeah, like it might be like a little table there, have some tea in this maze. So it's a beautiful, like the secret garden, right? Like, it's beautiful, and you can like relax, but you still like, okay, tea time's over. I gotta go to another part. It's the discovery. So
it's so good.
It looks like a maze, like looking at it, but the representative in it, which I would assume would be me, sees it as a journey.
Right.
Okay. Right. Only 9 minutes.
I need to ask one more question.
Fiddlesticks.
You want to get to the third questions, or I think we could finish because
there's so many good questions.
I think we have so more.
If you
so many.
I have some time. I don't know how this is set up where you want to like, because you're gonna edit it, so you can, I can tap back in if Zoom lets you.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
I know sometimes they be haters.
No, girl. Yes, they do. Oh my goodness.
I don't know how it is now. If they're like, hey, you gotta come back tomorrow or something like that. 30 minutes a day. I don't know. That part I don't know. But I do. I'm here today. So yeah.
Thank you.
Okay.
Okay.
Well, you should ask nine. Nine is a good one. That question right there?
Oh, yes.
That's such a good
Okay.
question.
So I wanted to ask, what is your approach to knowing when to say no to a new opportunity in order to protect your mental space and creative energy?
So I always say no. My first answer is no, or I'll let you know. It's either like an outright no or a soft no, because I don't like to overcommit
Mm-hmm.
because I keep my word, you know? So I wouldn't want to, like I said yes to you all, but I had to think about it because I wouldn't want to flake. And then, you guys are starting something. I definitely don't want to be somebody's subject on a therapy chair, right? Like this person turned me, you know what I mean? That happens, especially when you all like make it and blow up, and it's like, yeah, we interviewed Amy Perkins, and she died, and she shut us down, and then all the greats have stories like that of someone who might have been older than them, just kind of like ruined their day, right?
Yeah, I even hear about that a lot with like people who meet people that they were fans of, and then coming to find out they were so rude.
Exactly. But then sometimes that happens because of so much overcommitment. So I'd rather say, I'll let you know, da da da, so I can. So it's not even like I'm protecting my peace and energy, and also protecting other folks, because I don't want to even though like me protecting my peace and energy doesn't mean I should let people become jaded, because then that changes. Then that's like, only because your day is going rough, that doesn't mean you have the right to ruin anyone else's. So yeah, so I try to think about holistically, what am I putting out into the world,
Thank you. Karen, you want to ask another question?
I have this one.
Okay.
How do you measure your own success in productivity? Do you follow specific metrics or milestones to keep you on track?
No, because those things, like, I am very like non-traditional with certain things, and I can't even tell you if it worked or not, because it's like, hey, I'm alive and I'm happy. So that is, well, I guess that's the measurement, right? I feel fulfilled.
Happiness is a good measurement.
Yes, that is the measurement
and peaceful
of feeling, because success for some people can look a certain way, and it can be extremely taxing to the point where you see the people, they're on drugs to cope. That's not success to me, even though
they're like miserable.
Some people, that just might be just the nature of the beast. Like, that's just how it works, and it's like, that does not work for me. Not being able to spend time with my nieces and nephews is not success for me, so being happy and doing what I want to do is success for me. Like, someone who I admire, who I don't know them personally, but I feel like she does whatever she wants to do at that given point in time, is Debbie Allen.
Yes, I remember you telling us about Debbie Allen.
So exactly, guys, that's how much I love Debbie Allen. And it was one of those, like, I definitely love Felicia Rashad too. And this is not to pit any of the sisters against each other, but after a while, it's like, Debbie Allen is just really that girl. Like, she just wakes up and does whatever she wants to do.
Yeah.
And it has to feel.
And she's still married. This is great.
Yeah. So exactly. So she's like the definition of having it all in my mind. Right?
She's done so many things.
She has a family. She has enough fame where there will be people crying in the street when, she goes home to be with the Lord. But she can go to the store and not
worry about a bunch of paparazzi.
That's true. That's true.
But they're not gonna be like,
not like with
Miss Allen, they're gonna call her Mrs. Allen. Sorry.
Yes. Yes.
Absolutely.
So that is a measure of success. So as close as my life can get to being like Debbie Allen.
That's great. So, Kiara, you want to ask another question, or you want to go ahead and go into the fun ones?
Let's go into the fun.
Okay.
Quickly. Just one or two fun ones.
Yeah.
Okay. So I would ask, would you rather have a skincare routine that makes you look 10 years younger, or a superpower that helps you instantly master any skill?
That's tough. Wait, so 10 years younger than today?
Mm-hmm.
Yes.
No, because I think I look fine right now.
Yeah,
So,
you look
yeah,
young.
I can rock with this. I can rock with this. I can rock with
I
this.
told you I met you. I was like, I thought you were like in your 20s.
No,
Yes.
in a couple months I will be 40.
This is
So
so good. Oh my gosh.
I can
Mm-hmm.
work with this. So let me get the superpower because
Mm-hmm.
I just feel like it would be a great power to know like every language ever
Right.
spoken. I mean, I would probably be a supervillain with that type of knowledge, but it would be cool.
No, you could do Spider-Man. With great power comes great responsibility.
Yeah, but I told you there's times you got to be a villain. I remember saying that to you too,
Spider-Man.
and I would do it. So yeah, I'm gonna take the learn any skill instantly.
Yes. Okay. What about you, Kiara? What question you want to ask?
Okay. If you could live in a world where any movie was reality, which movie would you choose and why?
Any movie was reality. Uh, I was gonna say Crazy Rich Asians, but
I
that's
love
Okay.
that
I
movie.
love that movie, but
I
I'm not
love
Asian.
Astrid.
So I'm in the movie, but married to one of the Crazy Rich Asians. Yeah, I let that be my reality. Yeah,
Oh,
I
that
understand
wedding
that
scene did
at
enough
all.
for me.
I love that movie. Like the
Oh,
what was her name?
interesting.
Rachel's Family. They're hilarious, and I love Astrid. She's so sweet.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I love them. They're hilarious. That was such a funny movie. I might watch that tonight, actually.
That is one of or that's like one of my favorite rom-coms.
Yeah.
And How to Lose a Guy in 10 Days. That's definitely my favorite
Oh,
one.
I haven't seen that in a while because my mom, I was raised with watching rom-coms all the time because my mom, she loves them. So I haven't seen that one in a while.
Oh, we have less than 1 minute on the clock. We have
Okay.
less than 1 minute.
Well, Miss Perkins, thank you so much for joining us. We're
Thank you for
so
Thank
having
appreciative
you.
me.
to have you here. Thank you so much for taking your
Hmm.
time out today to come in with this interview with us. And yes, guys,
Thank you.
Triple
Make sure you
B,
guys follow me.
yes, please
A-
say your social media.
AV does what?
Hmm.
Mhm.
AVDOESWHE.
Yes,
WHAT. All platforms.
yes, ma'am. And I'm Naraya,
I'm Kiara.
and we are the
We
Brilliant Black
are the
Beauties.
Brilliant Black Beauties.
Yes,
Yes,
I love it.
thank you
I am
so
brilliant.
much. Thank
Thank
you.
you.
Thank you so much, AB.
Bye.
It was so nice.